Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, President Obama focused on the situation in Libya, monitoring conditions on the ground and keeping Congress and the American people informed as the mission transitions from U.S. to NATO command. The president also talked about winning the future during a town hall meeting at a Hispanic high school in Washington, D.C., a science fair in New York City, and a speech at Georgetown University about reducing our dependence on foreign oil. That's March 25th to the 31st, or Under the Big Blue Whale. On Friday, March 25th, President Obama continued to monitor the situation in Libya, where he authorized U.S. forces to help enforce UN Security Council Resolution 1973, stopping the attacks of Muammar Gaddafi on his own people. He received updates from his national security team and consulted with a bipartisan group of Congress in the Situation Room. March 25th was also National Medal of Honor Day.
We've got some of America's heroes here, huh?
The president greeted a group of Medal of Honor recipients who were visiting the White House. The Medal of Honor is the highest award a president can bestow on a member of the military for unusual courage and bravery.
Well, listen, everyone, I just wanted to say what an extraordinary honor it is for me to take a photograph with all of you. I have no greater honor than being Commander-in-Chief of the greatest military in the history of the world.
On March 28th, President Obama went to Bell Multicultural High School in Washington, D.C. to participate in a town hall hosted by Univision.
We're thrilled to be here. So, thank you very much. I know it was a lot of work. And I know we've got to be on time so that you guys get lunch.
Yes.
At the town hall, the president spoke with students, parents, and teachers about the importance of out-educating the competition in order to win the future.
Okay, confirm the president's mic is on. Confirm the mic is on.
8 out of 10 future jobs are going to require more than a high school education. They're going to require some sort of higher education, whether it's a community college, a 4-year college, at the very least some job training and technical training. All of which means nobody can drop out. We can't afford to have anybody here at Bell drop out. We can't have anybody drop out anywhere in the country.
Later that evening, the president delivered an address at the National Defense University in Washington to update the American people on the situation in Libya, including the actions we've taken with allies and partners to protect the Libyan people from the brutality of Muammar Gaddafi.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He also spoke on the transition to NATO command and control and our policy in the region going forward.
And so 9 days ago, after consulting the bipartisan leadership of Congress, I authorized military action to stop the killing and enforce UN Security Council Resolution 1973. We struck regime forces approaching Benghazi to save that city and the people within it. We hit Gaddafi's troops in neighboring Ajabia, allowing the opposition to drive them out. We hit Gaddafi's air defenses, which paved the way for a no-fly zone. We targeted tanks and military assets that had been choking off towns and cities, and we cut off much of their source of supply. And tonight, I can report that we have stopped Gaddafi's deadly advance.
On Tuesday, March 29th, President Obama left Washington, D.C. for New York City. He made his first stop at the American Museum of Natural History, where the New York City Science Fair was in full swing in the Milstein Hall of Ocean Life, under the Big Blue Whale.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, good to see you.
Nice to see
How are you?
Energy demand is a highly debated topic. If we continue to burn our fossil fuel resources, then we increase their price as well as further pollute our planet. The answer to this problem is clean, efficient solar energy.
Later that afternoon, the president delivered remarks across town at the dedication of the Ronald H. Brown Building, which is the new home to the U.S. mission to the United Nations. Ron Brown was the first African-American Commerce Secretary and was killed in a plane crash outside Dubrovnik, Croatia in 1996.
Obviously, Ron wasn't a diplomat in the traditional sense. He never held the rank of ambassador. He never forged a peace accord between warring factions, unless you include the 1988 Democratic Convention. We're here not because of the titles that he held, but because of the life he led. Because Ron Brown embodied the values and the ideals, that sense of possibility that is at the heart of the American story.
On Wednesday, March 30th, President Obama went to Georgetown University, where he outlined his plan for America's energy security. A smart and sustained energy policy will require securing America's access to reliable sources of oil, ramping up the use of cleaner homegrown fuels, and investing in energy efficiency across the economy, and creating a clean energy economy that generates new jobs, safeguards our planet, and keeps America on the cutting edge of innovation.
Not when your generation needs us to get this right. So it's time to do what we can to secure our energy future. And today, I want to announce a new goal, one that is reasonable, one that is achievable, and one that is necessary. When I was elected to this office, America imported 11 million barrels of oil a day. By a little more than a decade from now, we will have cut that by 1/3.
To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Leader. While the media waited, President Obama and President
memorize your script.
I know, I'm working on it.
Act like you're talking to your mom.
Don't harass this guy.
All right, this is
Doing
good.
really well.
Hazing helps.
You definitely got
All right, here we go, Ryan. You ready? Yes. Well, the media waited a joint news conference.